Alright guys, so today we're going to go over something a little bit different. So I decided that I would create a little bit of a how-to series, and this is going to be the first in the installment of my how-to series, and I'm going to go over animation canceling. Now this how-to series is going to be strictly related to PvP kind of stuff, and I know you'll be able to bring some of it into the PvE game, but this is more geared towards the PvP players. Alright, so what we're going to go over today is animation canceling. So we're going to start with basic light attack animation weaving, something that a lot of people talk about. You see it on the forums all the time. So if you don't know what that is, I'll tell you what it is here. And then we're going to move up to proper swap canceling and dodge roll canceling as well. And then we're going to talk a little bit about how you can mix all those things into one. Okay, so I'm going to go over light attack animation canceling. So it's pretty simple to do. What you're going to do is you're going to use your light attack, and then right after you light attack, you're going to follow it up by clicking the skill of your choice. So you see me just light attacking these guys. That's about the speed and damage you do with light attacks. Now we're going to weave that in with some venom arrows right now. So you see me light attack here, and then I'm going to follow it with a venom arrow, and I'm just going to continue to do that to take these guys down. So if you watch me take down this next group of skeevers here, you're actually going to see me miss a few of my light attacks for my animation cancel. So I think that's just a little bit about how practice makes perfect when it comes to canceling, because sometimes you will miss your skills. And I'm going to wrap that up by saying that you can light attack before you use any skill. So it could have a cast time, or it could be a non-offensive skill like a shield or a heal, and you can still weave light attacks in with those skills. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to go over is dodge roll canceling. So that's actually canceling your skill animation by dodge rolling. So you use a skill and then you're going to dodge roll right after. So you saw me use a skill and then dodge roll there. That's how you typically see it. So if you're going for a dodge cancel, you can see me using the skill mid dodge roll there. Okay, I'm just going to slow this down a little bit so you guys can see what's going on. So I'm going to click the skill of my choice, and then you're going to see me dodge roll right after using the skill. So on my screen, it looks like I'm using the skill while dodge rolling. What I'm actually doing is I'm clicking the skill first and then dodge rolling. So why would you dodge roll cancel? Because it allows you to cast skills while dodge rolling, so it works really well in a defensive manner to play, especially if you're wearing medium armor. So earlier I had mentioned that you can use different cancelings together at the same time. So this clip here is going to show some light attack animation canceling with dodge roll skill canceling at the same time. So the way to do this is you're going to light attack your target, you're going to follow it up with the skill of your choice, in this case it's poison injection, and then afterwards I'm going to dodge roll. But you're going to do it in a rapid succession, which allows you to do all three roughly at the same time. So mastering this method can be pretty tricky, but once you get the hang of it, it's a great way to remain offensive against your opponent while still playing incredibly defensively against them, because you'll be avoiding a lot of incoming damage if you're dodge rolling like that. And the downside is that it is super heavy on your resources. Okay, and we're going to look at some bash canceling here. So what bash canceling is using a skill and then using bash right after you use that skill. So you see me using executioner against this wasp here, and then I'll bash right after my executioner, and you see that extra little damage splat coming up there. So commonly you'd bash cancel with sword and shield, but you can do it with any other weapon if you really want. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to light attack, use executioner, and then bash cancel right afterwards. So you see the 4 splats that I got there. I have one from my light attack, one from my bash, one from my executioner, and one from my weapon skill proccing. And I also threw a dodge roll in right at the end there. So it just shows how much you can stack all of your animation cancels in one go. And I'm just going to show you the same clip, but I'm going to play at normal speed this time. So here you can see how much damage you can stack into that single hit if you're animation canceling those skills properly. Alright, so now we're at the last item on our list, and that is weapon swap canceling. Now this is something that not a lot of people do or know about, but it's the most efficient way to swap weapons while in combat, and you can actually cancel some animations with a weapon swap, and we'll jump right into how to do it. So when it comes to weapon swapping, the ideal time to weapon swap is right after you use a skill. So the best way to practice this is to pick 2 skills that give you a pretty big visible cue, such as a shield or something that puts an effect on the ground that you don't need a target for. and you just use that skill and you practice weapon swapping while you're using that skill. So what you're going to do is you're going to use the skill, and then you're going to click the swap button right afterwards. So if you watch the clip here, you see me use the skill and then swap weapons right away, and then I use a greatsword skill and swap right back to my bow. So the advantages of learning this is it makes weapon swap a little less clunky to use, and you can smoothly integrate it into your play. And as the same with dodge roll canceling, you can use a light attack, the skill of your choice, and then weapon swap to make a really smooth switch to your next weapon set. So we're going to jump right into the PvP commentary. I plunk an arrow at this guy, he quickly attacks back, so the first thing I do is I dodge roll and use my Purify at the same time. So that's a dodge cancel right there, and then I set up my buffs waiting for my opponents to come into this bridge here. I notice the mage on the hill confronting me, and I just light attack Venom Arrow Weave to bring him down as he is pretty squishy. So I'm making ample use of my light attack animation canceling, as you see with the Magnum shot there and the 2 splats coming up. So after I get the kill on my target here, I pull a really nice chain of animation cancels to rebuff. So I do a dodge roll Repentance here, and then I go right for my Blazing Shield, swap to my bow, and put my immovable back up right away. And now that I've been fully rebuffed, I can continue my fight with the people coming down into this tunnel. So after getting the kill on that Sork there, I turn around to reset, and I go for the Blazing Shield weapon swap to immovable, and because I had just dodge rolled, you see my character doing that little dodge animation, which I really like, and it looks really cool in combat. So I quickly manage to dispatch my next target, and I dodge cancel my Repentance, and I hope to crit rush into my next target, but it doesn't work so well, so I just Magnum shot to distance myself. And here you see me do a rather sloppy swap cancel. I don't actually manage to swap before my Blazing Shield comes up, and if I am quick enough, I can normally get that swap down much faster. I think this kill here really highlights why it's important to light attack cancel as often as you can, especially when using a skill like Executioner, as the damage does get higher as my opponent's hit points begin to drop, so every light attack I'm landing makes my next Executioner hit even harder. And finally, you see me doing my best to maintain as many hit splats as I can on this guy. I'm just trying to deal as much damage as I can, so I'm doing as many cancels as I can at this time. And you just see the sheer amount of force that I'm putting into him, and it's just too much for him to take. Alright guys, that's the end of the commentary there. I'm just going to let the video play out. I hope you guys enjoyed watching. I hope you learned something. And if you already knew how to do all this, I hope you at least enjoyed watching the footage here. As always, guys, if you have any questions, just feel free to post in the comments section, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. And yeah, if you liked what you saw, like and subscribe. This is the first video in my installment in this series. Thanks for watching.